Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Lance De Silva and today I'll be explaining you pneumatic systems using the FESTO software, or we call it a simulator. Okay, so moving on, as this is the first video of the series, we'll take a very easy circuit or the sequence, that is A plus and A minus. Before going on to the circuit, let me explain you the interface of the simulator. So on the left hand side, we have all the things or the requirements for running our simulator or designing our parts. So we have these different parts. Okay, whatever we require, we have walls, we have air pressure unit, and so on. Over here we have the file menus that normally on every software or simulator it has. Okay, basically there's a run button over here for running the simulation. We'll see in a bit when we design it. So before proceeding, always start from the bottom. Okay, what do I mean by this? There are different stages for building a sequence, right? So let us start from the very down stage, that is the input stage. So for input stage, always we use a air pressure unit, okay, or air service unit. So on the top, we'll find it over here, air service unit. Just drag it and just click it wherever you want. Okay. Now, when you have used the air pressure unit, we required a pump. Okay. So here we have a compressed pump. Okay. Just drag it over here, and to connect this, just click on the small circle as you can see. So this symbol appears right here. Just click to this another symbol that you want to connect with another part, and here we go. Okay, we get a line, that is we get a connection. Okay, now the second step is the control. Okay, so for controlling, as we know, we use the 3 by 2 volts. So right now I'm using 3 by 2 control volts, so it is designed over here. You can also use a configurable volt, which we'll be using for 5 by 2. Okay, now let's use only one right now because we only have one purpose, but you can use two. So let us use two. Let us see. Okay, and this we are going to automate. We are not going to keep this manually. So this could be somewhat very difficult to understand in the start, but just go step by step. You'll understand it very quietly and very easily. Okay, so to configure this, now this is manually. We don't want manually, we want automated, right? So just double click on it, and you have to change it to mechanically roller. This is a roller. Okay, now on this side there is a spring written. Keep it spring written. Okay, so that when it gets pushed, it's written back. Okay, similarly for this one too, we enable the roller one. Okay, now we have to connect it to this. Okay, because it requires the air pressure, right? It requires the compressed air, so we connect this over here. Okay, now click on the line. If you want to take it down somewhere, you can do it via the mouse, but sometimes it's not the best thing because there are some other lines going through and it becomes very hasty. Okay, so just click on it here and drag to this point so it gets connected, right? Awesome. Now let's go on to the next step, that is we required a 5 by 2 configurable wall. Okay, so I'll take the 5 by 2 configurable wall. Okay, and now we want to give input. These are not input lines for the controllers. Okay, remember, so this one is for the air pressure, and this two, as we can see, they are for removing the air, that is the sucker one. Okay, now for joining this, you can use a sucker over here, as we can see down here. Okay, we have a sucker. Okay, so the air which is supplied has to come back. Okay, it comes back through the sucker. Now let us connect it over here. Now if you don't want to use a sucker, what other you can do is double click on this. See, whenever you go to the circle one, double click on it and select the third option, a small triangle. Okay, it also acts as a sucker. Well done. Yes, now we want a piston, right? So before that, we want to connect this. The control wall should give control, always a signals. So just double click on this, and here you have to change it to the second one, pneumatically second one, so that we can give input on both sides. Okay, now is connect it over here, and this one, connect it over here. Now the last step that we have is the double acting cylinder. Now why double acting? A plus and A minus, we required the piston to go on the right side and again to the left side, so there is a double action, right? So we use the double acting cylinder. In case there is only A plus, then use single acting or in one direction. But in most of the sums or in any sums, if you are in Mumbai University, always use double acting cylinders. Okay, for your practical purpose also, whenever you have practicals in college. Okay, double click to configure it and just disable this. Okay, we want, it's very simple. Now see here, connect over here this one and do over here. Now we want to automate this process. We don't want this process to be manual. So now what we'll do, we'll use a roller scale. Now what is the use of a roller or a distance scale? Now whenever the pistons is at 0, this control valve will be activated and it will push the piston right hand side. Similarly, when it reaches over here, so this should get activated, right? So let us configure this distance ruler. We say that this is distance 1, okay, and we give 0, begin 0, end 0, this first line. So now what we are saying, that D1 label is for when that piston is at the initial position. This is D2, we say it is at the maximum position. As we can see, the maximum position is 100. Okay, so here we put the 100 value. Done. Okay, now what we want, when the piston is at 100 D1, that time we want this control valve to get started, right? So we need to label this one also. So go over here, double click and see label. Okay, give the same label where we want the action to be initialized, D1, and over here we give D2 because we want this action to be continuous. Done. So this is the generation of the pneumatic circuit. Now for the simulation purpose, to test your circuit, go over here, you can see start. Okay, now it will show you some, there are open objects because I have kept the text boxes outside the area. No problem, just go with it, go with the simulation, start simulation. Okay, as you can see, these blue lines are nothing but the air pressure lines or the compressed air lines. Okay, now what we do is it should have started, right? So there is some error. Okay, I got it. The error is over here, so I accidentally put D1 and another symbol, tactic symbol, by mistake. Okay, now it will work. This is a square around this, shows that it has been used. Okay, now let us see. Okay, it will run. Okay, it is running. Yes, A plus A minus, A plus A minus. Now it's too fast. How to make it slow so that we can say it properly? Okay, we have an option. Go in the options, simulation. Okay, and slow motion factor. Now change it to 10, 1 to 10, so it will become slow. See, slow. Again we'll start, no problem. Okay, A plus A minus, A plus and A minus. So in this way, we design the pneumatic circuit for A plus and A minus sequence. Thank you so much everyone for watching this video. We'll see you next time.